So now let's take a look at EQT's balance sheet as of September 30th, 2024. The company's cash reserves rebounded to $89 million from $30 million in June, mainly due to its merger with Equitrans. However, debt surged to nearly $13.8 billion, increasing the debt-to-equity ratio to 0.67. This means EQT is more leveraged, relying more on debt financing. Management plans to reduce this by selling assets like the NEPA non-operated asset for $1.25 billion. While strategic high debt levels can be risky if market conditions worsen, click the video link below and watch our full analysis of EQT Corp.